So we have already discussed about the data model. So this is the data model that we have, and we are going to now build the app actually in Salesforce. Now, to build the app in Salesforce, what you would need is you would need your Salesforce account to be created. It's ideal for you to have a Salesforce developer account, which you can have created, and you can build this app inside that developer account. In case you have a developer account, which is a free, so Salesforce developer account is a free account, which Salesforce provides for people who are trying to learn Salesforce. It's a free of cost account. And the best part is it is not a 30 days trial kind of a thing. So you can continue to use the same org for a longer duration, and then you can build one or multiple projects on that org. So we are going to use our developer account for this. For those who do not have a developer account, you can create your own developer account. I'm going to quickly show. I'm going to quickly show you where you can set up your developer account. Let's say developer.salesforce.com. I'll put the link also in the description so that you can use the link in the description to create the account. So, if you click on this link, you would basically be on this particular page. This is the form that needs to be filled. You would just need to enter your details: first name, last name, title, job title can be anything. Put a company name, which again can be anything. And then, country, region, work email. So instead of work email, you can put your Gmail account also there. It works in most of the cases. Then just agree to the terms and condition, click on sign me up. Once you have done this, it will send you a link on your email, the email that you have entered here. It would send you a link on that email, and you can then click on the link to generate your password. So that's it. So your email that you have entered here becomes your username, and the password that you set up becomes your password. And once you have your username and password both available, what you need to do is you can simply go to login.salesforce.com, and you can use your username and password to log in into your developer account. Fine. So now once you log in into your developer account, this is how it's going to more or less look. It may not look exactly the same. It may look a little different. And the primary reason for that is Salesforce keeps on bringing in new small changes to the user interface, but very minor changes. So it will not be something very big or drastic change. Overall, it would look pretty much same. So you can simply use your login ID password, log in into this. And once you are on your developer account, you can click on this icon here, from top right, the third icon, click on setup, and this opens up the setup menu for you in the left hand side. And this is the menu which is used for doing most of the setup changes in your Salesforce org. All right. So this is the account, or this is the org that you need. So for those who already have a developer account, you can continue to use your existing developer account. Those who do not have a developer account can follow the steps that I just mentioned to create your own developer account, and then you end up being on the screen. Okay. Now, what is that we have to build? So we'll look into the data model. We have identified that there are going to be 5 objects that we are going to work with, and in those 5 objects, we have multiple fields that we need to create, right? Each object has got its own fields. So we will see how to create an object and how to create fields. It's very, very simple. We'll just follow the steps, create these objects and fields, and then we will see, how do we bring in the user interfaces, etc. So first of all, we should always start with building the objects and fields. It is about setting up the data model. Whenever we are building an app, we start planning from the data model, and it is always required for you to build the data model, because so if the object does not exist in your app space, then how do you build the user interface, or how do you build the logics on top of it, right? So that is what that is the flow that we follow, and that's the reason why you need to build these objects first. All right. So we will build these objects, all these 5 objects and all the fields in our Salesforce org. So let me quickly go and do that. I will go to setup. Okay, so you just click on setup. You see the setup menu. Along with that, you will see an option called Object Manager. To create an object, you just need to go to Object Manager. Object Manager opens up the complete list of all the objects that you have in Salesforce. In Salesforce, you will ideally be working with, there are more types of objects, but for now, you will be working with 2 types of objects: the standard objects and custom objects. Standard objects are the objects which are provided by Salesforce, the out-of-the-box objects which are already available from Salesforce. And then there are custom objects. Custom objects are the ones which we can create. So Salesforce gives us the option to create our own objects, and those are basically the custom objects. Now, for your understanding and to keep things simple for you, as part of this project, we are just going to use custom object. We will not use any of the standard object. While we could have used one or two standard objects for this project, but I just felt that it would be easy for you to understand the entire concept with custom objects. At a later point of time, when you start understanding, when you have better visibility or knowledge about the standard objects which are available, you can possibly use one or two of the standard objects for the based on the data model that we have identified. But for all the objects that we have here, we are just going to use custom objects. All right. So yeah, in addition to the list of objects that you get to see here, you have a button here called create. So all that you need to do is you just go click on create custom object, and this opens up the screen where you can enter the details of the object that you want to create. So you will enter a label and a name for the object. So first object for us is hotel. So I'm going to create hotel object, enter hotel, put a plural label. That's it. Okay. The difference between a label and name is what we will be using in the programming, etc., for writing queries, code, etc. Name will be used. Name cannot have a space. Label can have a space. All right. So label is something which is visible to the end users, and name is used in the programming, etc. So you just have to keep, you just have to fill in these details, keep everything else as it is. Do not make any changes. Just ensure that this deployment status is deployed. By default, it is deployed, so you don't really need to do anything. But yeah, still just verify if it is there. There are a few more options listed here, but we are not worried about any of these things for now. We'll talk about those things later. For now, you simply click on save. Okay, so that is the thing. Now, my hotel object just got created. Now, what is the next thing that we have to do? We have to go and create the fields in the object. So if you look into the fields, the first field that I have is ID field. So if you notice, ID field is there in each of the object. ID is basically the primary key for that object. In Salesforce, every object has got this field called ID, and it is created by default. So we really do not need to create this field. So I don't need to create this field. It's a default field in Salesforce, and Salesforce automatically generates record IDs, which we use as identifiers in Salesforce. So ID, I do not need to create, but other fields I would need to create. So let me go back to my object manager. So this is the hotel object, right? You just need to click on the fields and relationships. This is where you get to see a list of all the fields which are associated to this object. Now, you would notice that there are 4 fields which are already created. These 4 fields are primarily 3 fields are system fields. One is the created by, one is the last modified by, and one is owner. Owner basically would refer to the owner of that record. Okay. Now, in addition to that, you will also see that there is a field which is called the name field. All right. So Salesforce automatically creates these 4 fields. These are 4 standard fields. So you really don't have to worry about creating the name field. Here the label has come weird, so you can possibly try and edit the label. It has come up as hot name instead of hotel name. I'll correct this. All right. Yeah, so you cannot change or delete any of these 4 fields. You can only edit the label for this field, but you will not be able to completely remove any of these fields. Other fields you have to create. So I have one of my fields is the hotel name, which I already have here. Other fields I just need to create. So we'll quickly go and create all these fields. Click on new. So okay, the moment you try to create a new field, you will get this long list of data types which are available, field types. Okay, what I have done in this data model, I have put the data type against each of the field that we have. So this should basically allow you to understand which data type you need to pick for each of the field. So we'll create a street address field, which is a text field. So let me just quickly select text, go to next, and it's going to be super simple. Yeah. So we'll say street address, length of street address. In case you want to define a maximum length, I put it as 50 characters. So the maximum length of that field can be 50 characters. You can make it required or unique in case you want. Required will basically mean this field becomes a mandatory field, and you cannot create a record without populating value for this field. And then click on next. Okay, so once you have clicked on next, it takes you to another screen. This is about field level security. For now, we'll not get into understanding field level security. So what you can do is just ensure that you check on this visible checkbox, okay, and simply go to next. This next screen also, you really do not need to worry about this. You can keep it as it is and click on save and new to create the next field. So our next field is basically going to be the city field. So for city also I'm using a text, so I'll just simply select text and then click on next and enter city. Again here, if I want to put a limit length, that's fine, just go to next. So the same way we are going to create the other fields. Visible, next, save and new. My next field is state field, which is also a text field. You can also plan to put a pick list field there, and later on possibly we'll try and change some of these to pick list fields, but for now I am just using text fields for these because the data model says so, right? At a later point of time to include some of the logics, we may also try and use pick list field there. Okay, so I have got the street address, city, state. Now I need to enter country. So for country, again I have got a text field here. I'll just click on text, enter the label of the field, name automatically comes up. Again here I'll put a length for this. Go to next, and yeah, same way my fields on the hotel got created. I need two more fields. One is going to be a phone field, so which is the phone number of the hotel. Click on next. I would say hotel phone, and go to next. And yeah, same thing, make it visible, click on next. And one more email field. Yeah, we have phone number and then we have email. I did not create a postal code field. Possibly I could have created that as well. There's an email field. Yeah, I'll put it as hotel email and click on next. I forgot to put the postal code field. I see it here. So I'll use this postal code. Let me use, either it can be a number field or it can be a text field. Some countries will not just take a number as postal code. In India, mostly postal code is number, but in some countries it is a combination of characters plus numbers. So I am keeping it text just to ensure that postal code for every country can be captured in that. So I will put it as a text field. For this, let me just put a limit of 20 characters. And then there is a checkbox also, I guess, in the data model. Let me just create this one and then we will see. And then there is a checkbox accepting booking, which is a checkbox field. So we can create a checkbox field here. And then there is this checkbox field called accepting booking. So I'll just use this checkbox field. I'll go create a new checkbox field here, go to next, and I'll put accepting booking and then go to next. Click on visible, click on next, and then save. So I've created my hotel object with all the fields. So you would see that all the fields are created, hotel object is created, right? Now this is the same thing that we have to repeat for the other object, the next object, which is room. So let me just go to object manager one more time. I'll click on create custom object, room. Yeah, it's deployed. Let me create all the objects at once. So room is one object, which is the other object, which is customer. And then we will go and create the fields one by one. Save and new. So I've created the room object, customer object, then reservation and guest. This is reservation object, reservations. Yeah, and next one is 3 objects I've created. No, 4 objects I've already created. The last one is the guest object. Let me create the guest object as well. Right, so done with creating all the 5 objects. Right, okay, we can go to object manager. Now we'll need to create the fields for each of the objects. So I can go to room and create the fields here. So I can go to fields and relationships, and same way I can go and create my fields. All right, so the fields that we need in the room object are hotel, which is a lookup field. So let's quickly create this. So the first field is hotel, which is a lookup field. So we will choose lookup relationship field. So lookup is basically a foreign key kind of a field which connects this object to the parent object. There are 2 types of relationship fields. In fact, 3 types of relationship fields. If you see here, lookup, master detail, and then there is external relationship. So, but I'm not getting into details of those. I have got a completely separate video created on lookup versus master detail, etc. So I'm not getting into that for now. We'll just, based on this requirement, we need a lookup field. So we'll take a lookup field for now. Go to next. Now, since it's a relationship field, it will ask you to choose which is the parent object. So, our parent object is hotel. So we will choose hotel and go to next. Rest everything pretty much remains same. Don't have to do anything. Just keep on going next as it is. Make it visible. Go to next. Yeah, this remains as it is. Then there is another field for us here, which is the room number. Okay, so for room number, I am going to use a text field again. Okay, and we will say room number. Let's say room number can be maximum 10 characters. Click on next. Make it visible. Go to next. And the next one is room type, which we will make it as a pick list. Pick list is more like a drop down of field which we can use for giving the users options to choose from. So room type, and here you can enter here you have 2 options in pick list to choose from. Either you have a value set from where you want to choose it, or you can manually enter the values here. So let me enter the values. I do not have a value set primarily created, so I am going to simply add those values. So let me say room types can be I would say general room, and then family room, and then let's say meeting room, and then let's say conference room. I've just randomly put 4 values here. We can later on change or add based on the business logics. As I said, we'll be adding some business logic. So if there are more business logics which come into picture, we will add those. For now, we will just keep it the way it is. Yeah, available checkbox. So next will be a checkbox that we are going to create. Make it available. Next. Save a new. Capacity, which is going to be number. Choose a number field. Room capacity, basically. Room capacity, and then go to next. And then the next thing that we are going to take is, what was the other one? Yeah, that's it. So our room object is also created. We have created all the fields for the room object. All right. Now we have to create the customer object. We have already created the object. Just go and create the fields there. So here we are going to create the fields. We have name of the customer, which is already there, street address, city, state. So we'll just quickly create these. So we are done with creating these 4 objects and all the fields for these objects. All right. Now the other object that we have to create is the guest object. Before we get into, so guest object is already available, but before we get into, the fields of guest object, let's now try to bring it all on the screen. Okay, we'll create fields on the guest object, but before that, we are going to bring it up everything on the screen, and we are going to see how it will look on the screen. So before we can bring these objects on the screen, what do we need? We need 4 different buttons or tabs that we can display on the screen for us to connect to these objects and for us to be able to create records in those objects, right? And we would need an app where we can put all those 4 buttons or tabs, right? So we will just go to setup. Now we'll go to setup, and in setup we are going to go to in the quick find box you will search for app, and you will see something called app manager. So once once you are on this app manager, you can simply click on new lightning app, and this will let you create your own app. So my app's name is Hotel Reservation App, and yeah, so this is the name that I'm going to use. There's an icon for this. Click on next. Yeah, so this is, we can keep most of these settings as default. We don't have to change much of it. If there is something which needs to be changed, I will point it out, but for now I think mostly it looks fine. All right. Yeah, so for now I don't want to include any of the items in the app. Let me just keep it as it is. Click on new and make it available to which profile? Yeah, system admin profile. So if you have just created your account, by default your profile is going to be system admin profile, so you'll have to make this app available to system administrator so that you are able to see it at least. Okay, so just save and finish. I think this much should be okay. If we face an issue, we will come back here. Okay, so we have just created our app. Now you can click on these 9 dots here. You can try to search for the app, and yeah, here it is. So our app is ready, but it doesn't contain anything. It's a blank app, right? Now what we need to do, we need to include all those objects in this app. And to include all those objects, we simply need to again go back to setup. You cannot include the object directly on the app because app is more of a user interface and objects are more in the data model. So you'll need to have buttons created for each of the object, and those you'll have to include here. So now what you would do in quick find box, you would search for the tab. In the quick find box, you will search for the tab, and you would see something called tabs here. Click on tabs. Now we'll create tabs for each of the object. Tabs are these buttons, these kind of buttons. Okay, so click on new, and there are different types of tabs which you can create. So we are going to create tab for objects. My first tab is for the hotel object. If you want, you can pick up a tab style. Tab style is more of an icon that you want to use here. Yeah, so you can use whatever icon you want. Click on next, and yeah, it's default on. That's fine. You don't have to change anything here really. Keep it as it is. Okay, here also keep it as it is. Click on save. So the tab got created. Yeah, same way I am going to create tabs for my other objects. I'll create tab for room. Just pick any style that you want. Go to next. Keep everything as it is. Go to next. Click on save. All right. Okay, so we have created 2 tabs. We have to create other tabs as well. But before that, let me quickly go to App Manager one more time and try to include these tabs in the app. Right. Let's see if it has got included by default because I selected that option. Not included yet. Let me just go to the App Manager. So we'll go to the App Manager, and in App Manager we'll go and see if we have all those tabs included here. Let me search for the app. It's the Hotel Reservation App. Okay. click on edit. Okay, in the navigation items, we have to choose the hotel and the room tab that we just created. Click on save. Now let me go and okay, now let me quickly go and see if I get to see these tabs in the hotel reservation app. Yeah, so now those two tabs are available. So what you can do, similarly, let me just go and create the other three tabs also, and then we will have the entire app here. So all that we need to do is, again, we just need to go to setup. We will just go to setup. We'll go to the tabs. We have only created two tabs for the hotel and the room object. We need to create three more tabs. One is for the customer object. This is the customer object. I'm just randomly choosing some style, not really thinking about, what it should be, etc. Now this tab is created. What is going to be the next tab? Next tab is about the reservation. It's basically the reservation object. Randomly again, let's pick a style. Next, and here we have the reservation tab also created. The last one is the guest object. Okay, click on next, go to next, save. All right, so all the 5 tabs are now created. 2 we have already included in the app manager app, 3 are yet to be included. So what we'll do is we'll quickly again go to the app manager, go to the hotel reservation app and click edit and include those additional 3 tabs that we just created in the menu, in the navigation items menu basically. So we have reservation, okay, yeah, these are already there, these are already selected, so which is good. Let me now go and check if I am able to see these. Hotel reservation app. Okay, somehow I don't see the other items here. Let me see. Let's add more items. Customers, okay. Then there is reservation. No, I may have made some mistake in the spelling of reservation. Let me see if I see some other item which, yeah, reservations, and then there is one more which is guest. Let's include guests also. It's not there. Yeah, here it is. All right, save. Okay, so now this is the app. This is the hotel reservation app. Here are all the tabs which we have created. All right, now if you are the admin of this app and you want to add a hotel, you simply go here, click on new, and you add the details of the hotel. There is a form which opens up. The best part of Salesforce is if you have created your objects, if you have created the tabs and the app, you really don't need to worry about the user interfaces. Salesforce will automatically create the user interfaces. So now you are ready to start using your app. So this is already an app which is available. Your end users can start, making entries here. So hotel details can be entered here, room details can be entered here. Let's say, let me create one record for a sample record. I'll create a hotel. Let's say the name of the hotel is Hotel 1. Put some address, ABC, city something. I'm just entering some detail and then, okay. So this already, created a hotel record for me. Same way I can go and create multiple hotel records. Now if I have to create a room, I can create a new room. Let's say there's a room and room name is, let's say, ABC, whatever, and it should be connected to a certain hotel, right? So you can connect it to the hotel, you can put the room number, etc., save the details, right? Same way you can enter the detail of the customer, reservation, everything, and you can start maintaining this. So this is a basic app which we have created. What we have not done in this app is, in the guest, if you go and click on new, you would just see one field. The reason for this is we have actually not created any of the fields for the guest. Here is the data model. I would want you to, quickly take it up as a small activity. Try to, look into the data model. Feel free to pause at this screen, look at the data model, look at the list of fields. Try to create all the fields and objects in your app. See if everything is working, and if you face any challenge, feel free to, put a comment, and I would be happy to, suggest you with where you're possibly going wrong. So this is the most basic app that we have created. It just has got the functionality available for you to enter the details. Now, on top of this, we are going to make more changes, and we are going to add a little bit of customization, both from the user interface perspective and also from logic's perspective.